Good afternoon, Smithfield Raiders. These are today's announcements, and I've got somebody that's pretty stinking special. Not because he did something outstanding last week, but you're doing things and getting things going around here. You're a good one. So everybody, this is Caden. Caden's a seventh grader here at Smithfield, and he is on our football team. So, Caden, you had quite the game last week. But we'll get into that in just a second, okay? We had one announcement for yearbooks.
Oh yes, yearbooks are on sale. Make sure you go get them at the SMS website.
Yeah. So did you get one last year?
No, not yet. But I'm planning on to get one this year.
Very good. You don't want to miss out on it, guys. I know it seems like a long way away, but before you know it, you'll be having $40 in your hand asking if we have any extra. It happens every single year. Also, if you want to be part of our sign language club, it's a great club. It's a good way to communicate, learn a new language that actually could propel you into doing it in high school as a foreign language. And my daughter's actually doing that at Birdville, so she's learning that skill, and she'll be able to take that and do it anywhere. So it's a great one to have, but you can start off by just going to the club. So
Sounds like a fun club to attend.
Absolutely. So let's get into last week a little bit. Last week you guys had a game. Who did y'all play?
Yes, we played North Richland, the North Richland Hawks, I believe.
Yep. That was my old stomping grounds. So it was a long game.
Yes.
I say a long game. It was a late game. We were running out of daylight, so let's just set it up a little bit. Imagine, in the evening times, if you don't have, it's not dark outside, but it's getting dark and you don't have any lights on in the room, right?
Yes.
It was kind of like that as far as the moment, right?
Yes.
And where it was down to one play.
Yes.
What happened on that one play?
Well, it was my quarterback, Gus Dykes. He threw the ball to me. The defender, he tipped the ball. So what I did is, I thought I was going to drop it, but I kept my eye on the ball and put my hands up. And out of nowhere, I caught the ball, ran to the sideline, stiffed the guy that tried to tackle me, and made a move, and scored the touchdown.
Now, was it tied at that point?
Yes,
I think it was 14-14.
Yes, I believe.
And it was like 14 seconds left. The clock was rolling, and it was essentially dark outside.
Yes.
It was an awesome pass, a fantastic catch because it was tipped, and you caught the ball. You saw that sideline. You stopped that right at the toe. Your toes were right at that line.
Yes,
And you cut back, stiff arm, scored a touchdown.
Yes.
So it was an amazing play. If I can get video of it, I bet your mom or dad probably has it or something.
Yes.
There's some friends.
Mm-hmm.
If I get some video of it, I will definitely play it on one of the next announcements.
Okay.
So anyway, which got you guys y'all's first victory of the school year.
Yes.
So who are y'all playing tonight?
Tonight we played Richland. I don't know their mascot.
Richland
name.
Rams.
Richland Rams, yes. And I'm hoping to put up a good fight against them and come out with and win, hopefully. And B team and A team, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. And thankfully we'll have lights tonight because it'll be at the FAC.
Yes.
So that's always a good thing to have lights when it's dark outside.
Yes.
But if you need somebody to catch a ball in the dark, ask this guy because he'll do it. Okay, so I got something for you, Caden.
Okay.
We both watched a video just a second ago, and I want to play it for the announcements because I think it's something good to always kind of keep in mind on why we're here and what we're doing. So the video I'm going to put at the end of these announcements. It's the Chad Boseman,
Yes.
the late great Chad Boseman. He was the Black Panther in that movie, and so can you talk a little bit about what that video is about?
Well,
Like what he talks about?
I feel like that video is about probably about how you could push through anything. You don't have to give up. Like you said, purpose crosses discipline. Like you could be a police officer, a teacher, and still have a purpose for all those things that you have done.
That's right, man. That's powerful. Yes, Caden said it exactly. Where we are here for a purpose in life. We're not here just floating around. We are here for a purpose, and I believe that most people feel like they're working in their purpose. Whatever they're doing in life. couple things I want you to think about though is what you just said was purpose crosses discipline. So when you talked about being a firefighter or a police officer or a teacher, any of those things, you can still work with the same purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to change because you are something different, in different careers. So it's very common for people to change their career 2 or 3 times in their lifetime, but you can still work with the same purpose. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes you think about why you're here and struggles. Struggles is part of life, So there's 2 ways to look at struggles. One is you're a victim. People are picking on you. People are always just trying to do bad by you, or you can take those opportunities and learn from them, and then apply what you learned later on in life. Because the last thing I want to say is Chad Boseman's story is actually pretty amazing. What he talks about as far as your purpose and you helping other people. Someone helped him out in his lifetime, and I'll play that video later on in the school year. But we are here not to score touchdowns. Man, say that was on Saturday and you were playing for, who's your favorite college team?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, the Sooners. Whew, that's awful. But I don't want to hold that against you. So say you're playing for Oklahoma, right? And you score that kind of touchdown to win the national championship. You might think, man, that's my purpose. That's my purpose in life, is to score this one touchdown. No, your purpose is not about that. Your purpose in life is much bigger, and it's what you're doing for other people and how you can enrich and help somebody else's life. So that's just some awesome things that you get to benefit from your life. But the true joy and the purpose of life is what you're able to do for others. So again, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you would like to write what you got out of it and what you think the meaning of this video is, write it, give it to me, and I'll take the ones that everyone that did it, I'll pick one, and they'll get a gift card, and I'll have them on the announcements to explain it. So anyway, go see their game tonight. Caden's going to be our rock star and score another game-winning touchdown. No pressure, though. All right, you guys have a good day.
I remember walking across this yard on what seemed to be a random day, my head down, lost in my own world of issues, like many of you do daily. I'm almost at the center of the yard. I raised my head and Muhammad Ali was walking towards me. Time seemed to slow down as his eyes locked on mine and opened wide. He's raised his fist into a quintessential guard. I was game to play along with him, to act as if I was a worthy opponent. What an honor to be challenged by the GOAT, the greatest of all time, for a brief moment. His face was as serious as if I were Frazier in the Thriller in Manila. His movements were flashes of a past greater than I can imagine. His security let the joke play along for a second before they ushered him away. And I walked away floating like a butterfly. I walked away amused at him, amused at myself, amused at life for this moment that almost no one would ever believe. I walked away light, ready to take on the world. The dynamics of positive and negative seem to exist in extremes.
I told you I'm the real champion. I told you I'm the champion of the world. All of you bow.
Throughout ancient times, institutions of learning have been built on top of hills to convey that great struggle is required to achieve degrees of enlightenment. Each of you had your own unique difficulties with the hill. You know, sometimes your grades don't give a real indication of what your greatness might be. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. Or some of you went through something traumatic. You made it to the top of the hill, but not without scars and bruises. When completing a long climb, one first experiences dizziness, disorientation, and shortness of breath due to the high altitude. But once you become accustomed to the climb, your mind opens up to the tranquility of the triumph. Oftentimes, the mind is flooded with realizations that were for some reason harder to come to when you were at a lower elevation. At this moment, most of you need some realizations because right now you have some big decisions to make. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory. As is often the case, those that follow most often enjoy the results of the progress you gain. Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is. Everything that you fought for was not for yourself. It was for those that come after. Finally, I thought of Ali in the middle of the yard. In his elder years, drawing from his victories and his losses. At that moment, I realized something new about the greatness of Ali and how he carried his crown. I realized that he was transferring something to me on that day. He was transferring the spirit of the fighter in me. He was transferring the spirit of the fighter to me. He was transferring the spirit of the fighter to me.